You want to know why Gen X hates politics and politicians? It's because we grew up watching the entire system unravel like a badly knitted sweater. We were promised so much, and yet they always delivered so little. I mean, you remember the optimism of the 80s and 90s? We were told the future was ours, that the Cold War was over and peace and prosperity was just around the corner. And then reality hit. We saw Watergate play out on our TV screens and learned early on that those in power just lie, cheat, and steal. I mean, politicians promise hope and change, but what did we get? Scandals, broken promises, and this never-ending circus of incompetence. The Iran-Contra affair, the Monica Lewinsky scandal, endless wars in the Middle East, each episode a masterclass in political disillusionment. We watched as the Berlin Wall came down, thinking it marked the dawn of a new era, but instead we got this geopolitical mess that no one seemed able to navigate. I mean, we had the Gulf War, the Balkans, and the rise of terrorism, which now has become the new norm. Politicians seem more invested in scoring points and getting reelected than solving real problems. And then you turn to the economy. We were the first generation to do worse than our parents. We saw the dot-com bubble burst, wiping out 401ks and any hope of early retirement. I mean, the 2008 financial crisis, it was the nail in the coffin. We were left to fend for ourselves while banks got bailed out. Watching our home values plummet, job prospects vanish, tens of thousands losing their jobs. And the politicians, they just kept pointing fingers and playing the blame game. One side blaming the other, each more corrupt and ineffectual than the last. Bipartisan cooperation. I mean, please, it's always been a game of who could shout the loudest and do the least. But we saw through the facade early on. Slick speeches, empty promises, they don't pay bills or put food on your table. And don't get us started on these culture wars now. I mean, politicians weaponized our differences, pitting us against each other over race, gender, religion, while they laugh all the way to the bank. I mean, we were supposed to be the generation that ended racism and sexism, but look at where we are now. The same battles, the same divisions, they're just repackaged for a new audience. Social media has only magnified and made things worse, because now you're bombarded with misinformation, propaganda from every direction. I mean, politicians, they just use these platforms to spread more lies and incite outrage, all the while pretending to be one of us. I mean, I'm sorry, but a carefully staged photo op at some fast food joint does not make you reliable. It makes you a pandering hypocrite. We don't trust politicians because we've seen their true colors. We know they'll say anything to get elected and do anything to stay in power. They've sold out our future and they'll sell out yours for a quick buck and another soundbite. So yeah, we hate politics and politicians. We're tired of the lies, the corruption, this endless cycle of betrayal. We are fed up with being pawns in their game, constantly let down by those who are supposed to lead. I mean, we've seen too much and expect too little, and maybe, just maybe, that is now Gen X superpower in all this. Because we're never going to fall for their bullshit ever again.